All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive
Okay.
into one powerful piece of writing
Right.
called A Nation Without the Poor.
Okay.
And this piece, it doesn't hold back at all.
Mm.
It describes a society that's like teetering on the edge.
Wow.
And it's a desperate plea from somebody who's living through like some really disturbing stuff.
Right.
And frankly, it's a little scary how much it echoes what we're seeing in the world today.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So to help us break down all this, I have got an expert here with me who can help us understand what it all means.
Yeah, happy to be here.
One thing that really hit me hard was the writer's description of daily life with 300% inflation.
Ooh.
Like, can you even picture
It's hard to wrap your head around that, yeah.
trying to buy groceries
Oh, absolutely.
when prices are shooting up like that?
I mean, it's not just groceries.
Right.
We're talking about your savings just vanishing.
Yeah.
You can't plan for the future.
Right.
Every time you buy something, it's a total gamble.
So it's a risk.
And then on top of that, you've got crumbling infrastructure.
Right.
This isn't just like potholes in the road.
Right.
We're talking bridges that are unsafe.
Wow.
Power grids that you can't rely on.
Yeah.
Hospitals struggling to even keep the lights on.
Oh, gosh.
Like, these are the foundations of a society.
The basics.
And when they start to fall apart, it's a recipe for total chaos.
And the author definitely sees a link between this economic nightmare and what their government is doing.
Right.
They talk about government land seizures that specifically target poor people,
Wow.
along with just rampant corruption.
It's like a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Take away their homes and then prey on them when they're most vulnerable.
That's awful.
Sadly, it's something we've seen happen again and again.
Yeah.
When governments start acting like predators,
Yeah.
they tend to go after the people who can't fight back.
Makes sense.
And the corruption is especially bad.
Right.
It's not just stealing money.
It's worse than that.
It's about creating a system where the rules are rigged against poor people from the start.
So they never had a chance.
Yeah, it creates this deep cynicism
Right.
and distrust
Yeah.
that's incredibly difficult to overcome.
You can really feel that betrayal in their writing.
Absolutely.
There's a part where they ask, why do you seek to take my life? Why have you declared war on the poor?
It's powerful.
That's heavy stuff.
Yeah,
This isn't just like disagreeing on policies.
Mhm.
This is like a fundamental disconnect
totally.
between those in power
Yeah,
and the people who are supposed to be serving.
you said it.
And that feeling of abandonment,
Mm-hmm.
like being deliberately targeted,
Yeah,
it can be so damaging.
you really can.
It leads to social unrest,
For sure.
but it can also create this sense of learned helplessness
You're right.
where people just give up on trying to make things better.
They feel like they have no control.
Exactly.
It's heartbreaking.
It's like a slow motion brain drain.
Interesting.
Anyone who can escape this reality does.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people hear brain drain and they just think,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's people moving for better opportunities.
Right.
But it's so much deeper than that.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Well, it's a loss of human capital, innovation.
Yeah.
The very people who could help rebuild a struggling nation are leaving.
Wow.
And then you have this vacuum.
Okay.
And who fills it?
Yeah. Who steps in?
Often it's not the most qualified people
Oh, God.
or the most ethical.
Right.
You see this in the detail about the stolen crude oil.
Right.
It's like a symptom of a system where there's no accountability.
Yeah.
The rule of law is just a suggestion.
It doesn't really matter.
Not really, no.
This whole thing feels like a downward spiral.
Yeah,
One problem just feeds into the next.
it's a vicious cycle.
But even with all of this, the writer keeps coming back to these questions about
Yeah.
justice,
Okay.
compassion,
Right.
and the value of human life. It's like they're refusing to give up on this core belief that things should be better,
Right.
that people deserve better.
Absolutely.
I don't know, there's just this resilience of the human spirit.
There really is.
That's powerful.
Like a refusal to accept injustice even when you're surrounded by it.
That's it.
The writer talks about a silent war
Oh, wow.
being waged against the poor. That really struck me.
Yeah.
It speaks to that feeling of being powerless,
Right?
trapped in a system that's designed to keep you down.
So we've got economic hardship,
Yeah,
government corruption,
it's a lot.
societal breakdown, this desperate plea for justice.
Yeah,
It's a pretty bleak picture,
it is.
but there's this glimmer of hope,
Right.
this refusal to give in to despair.
It's powerful.
What do you make of that?
Well, the writer's hope,
Yeah,
their belief that things can get better.
even with all this going on.
Exactly. Even in the face of all this darkness.
Yeah,
It's a testament to how strong the human spirit can be.
it really is.
It makes you wonder,
What's that?
What would it take to turn that hope into reality?
Wow.
What could we each do to fight these silent wars?
Right.
To build a world where everyone has a real chance to thrive?
It's a good question.
Yeah, something to think about.
Something to think about for sure. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us for this deep dive
Absolutely.
into a nation without the poor.
It's been real.
Until next time.
Bye.